Are you getting my voice?
Yes, bhai, you are
Yes,
audible.
yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Here I am Rashid Ahmed Khan, pursuing MS Electrical Engineering from National Taiwan University of Science and Technology, Taiwan. Today, we all gather here for a talk on internship opportunity in India and abroad. Now, I would like to introduce our speaker, Mr. Yogesh Kumar, who is a final year student of BE Mechanical from JHCET AMU Aligarh. He did his diploma engineering in 2018 from University Polytechnic AMU Aligarh. Mr. Kumar has secured some prestigious internship positions at Mitacs GRI, University of Alberta, Canada, Summer Research Fellowship Program at IIT Delhi, and Researchship Internship Program at IIT Kharagpur. He also assisted the department in ongoing research projects. He also designated at the post of Vice Chairperson of SAE JCET AMU Aligarh. Last but not the least, he also been one of the 50 students in Eurobreak Student Opportunity Program 2021 FISTA Europe. Now, without any further delay, I would request Mr. Kumar to continue the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, bhai, for your warm welcome. Uh, Good evening to all. So this is Yogesh from Mechanical Department. I'm a final year student, as Rashid bhai introduced me. Just let me share my screen first so that you guys. I hope you guys can see my screen now. Rashid bhai, can you confirm that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sounds great. So yeah. So today the topic is to how to secure internship in abroad and India. So let me give you a brief introduction about myself. Well, Rashid bhai has said a lot of things about me. Just to revise that. So I came into AMU just after my high school in diploma engineering. I passed in 2018, and then I joined the BE program in 2018 itself. From the freshman year, I have been a part of essays at the city, and everything that I have learned, the skill I got, are from there. So moving ahead, just to start with, there are basically two types of internship if we talk in broadly. One is research, and one is we called it as an industrial internship, or more of a company-based internship, right? So what is research internship, and what to expect from it? So other than like having a industrial based internship, here the problem statement is different. You have to work over like innovation. You are involved with the brainstorming. You have to you look for new findings, improvisation, and most of the time you spend a lot of time on reviewing the previous work. So uh, before moving towards trying to get a research internship, you should figure out what is your long-term goal is. Let's say if you are looking for a job opportunity just after your bachelor's degree, I would highly suggest to look for industrial internship, not in research internship. Both of them have their own advantages and their own way. So moving ahead, so what do you need to apply to searching for a research internship? So to start from the very basics, you should be able to connect your past experience with the opportunity. So this is one of the main part, like most important point of the session also, that you should be able to connect your past experience with the current opportunity you are applying into. So there are a couple of things that you can look into, like you should highlight your skills and projects, make emphasis on the benefits of the position in your long-term goal, because you have to tell a story while you are applying for any position, or you are applying for, especially for the research opportunities. Other than that, you should research it about a lot. What is the project? What its potential contribution in the scientific community? So these are the things that you have to keep in mind while figuring out to like applying for research internship. And most importantly, have patience, because at the end of the day, you will get a lot of rejections. I myself have sent more than 400 emails to different universities, professors to give me a research opportunity, but I got only 3 to 4 positive responses. So it's very important to have a patience, right? Moving ahead. So there are some basic documents that you might need while applying for any program, or like while emailing. So there is personal details that you fill up in any application form. Secondly, there is transcript, because being a bachelor student, you can validate your skills. You can validate your knowledge by your marks, by your grades. So this is very important. You should have, I would suggest that you should have our 8 CPI if you are applying for programs, but later on we will discuss more about this. Other than that, you should have a CV. A very concise CV is preferable, and you should mention all the relevant experience and projects. Don't fill up the things which are not relevant. Like you should create a whole timeline, a whole complete story while applying or emailing any professor, and applying at any research opportunities. Okay. Let me clear this. Rashbhai, can you help me while clearing this?
I think it always comes during webinar, so you may left it. It will be over here only.
Let me. Okay, clear. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Moving ahead. While applying for a program or looking for any research opportunity, you usually have to get some LORs, letter of recommendations. So what does it means? Like, what is the purpose of LOR? So basically, it validates what you have written in your CV, like whatever you have mentioned till now in your CV, in your SOP, you have to validate that. So LOR works in that way. In general, you might need 1 or 2 such documents from your supervisors, from your professors, and if you have worked in any specific lab. And last but not the least, you should have a statement of purpose. So as I have been talking about it a lot, you have to build a story in front of a board. So SOP does that work. So draft a story through your SOP. So you should be able to connect all the dots, all the like your future goals, what you have done, what you are currently doing, and this is how you draft a very beautiful story which will convince the administration or like the board. So how to get one? So basically, according to me, there are 3 approaches that you can work. First, there are prestigious programs, well-known programs across the globe that you can apply, but these are highly competitive, highly valuable, and most of them are funded. So because these are funded, the chances are very less, and a huge number of students apply to these programs. Second way to go is emailing. So what you can do is draft a very beautiful 2-paragraph email, a very concise, very to the point email, and drop it to your like the department professors that you want to work with. So this is more of a hard work kind of approach that we have to use in emailing. So in this regard, the projects that you are selecting, you have an like a more flexibility into that, because you can email according to your own need, your own interest. But sometimes in while applying projects programs, what you have very like limited defined project. So this is one different. And usually when you reach out to a professor through mail, they don't provide you stipend, but there are always like exceptions. So good luck with that. And it's all about how you present yourself in front of your in front of the professor. Lastly, this one is like not a very clean way to go, I can say, but like helping hands. You can contact your seniors who are working in abroad in different labs. So they can help you like connect with professor, or can give a referral. Or if you are interested in industrial internship, so here the helping hand approach comes very friendly, because you need a proper contact to go with. So in such case, what you can do is contact with seniors, drop mails to HR of the industries, and you can like create contacts using LinkedIn, and that's the way to go if you are looking for this approach. They might be funded or not, depends upon the project, depends on the situation. Especially in the COVID time, this create a huge problem to get such opportunities. So here's a like in the title itself, we have mentioned that we are going to talk about the internship opportunities in abroad and also in India. So what is the difference? Like so I have tried to create a very like in a broad sense. So if you are talking about the internship opportunities in abroad, so there are like hundreds of opportunities if you search correctly. Your one of the benefit that I personally feel while applying to abroad internship is that it consider your overall profile. They don't only look for your CGPA, which is a usual like filtering way used in India. So that's a major difference what I personally feel and I have seen for past 1 year. Yeah. So in abroad there are there are hundreds of programs that there is one guard wise. I have mentioned at the bottom, if you guys can see with the country. These are just some examples. So Shirin Bhai have done a very great job. They have built an Excel sheet in which you guys can easily found like 20 or 30 internship opportunities that you can apply for. There's DART, there's Mitacs, there's OIST, JIST, COS, NTU Connect, RIA in the Ohio State University. There's Charpak, EPFL. There's one in Stanford. So if you guys will look it properly on internet, you will find hundreds of such opportunities. Moving on to the India side, each IIT, ISC, and even some NITs have their own programs, which usually come out in like late in the early months of year, like in Jan or Feb. So you can apply to that. So they usually use a CGPA factor to filter the applications, and they are usually known as like summer research fellowship program. This is a general term that Indian internship programs are named as. So there is one from IIT Delhi, which I have secured. There is one from the Madras. Indian Academy of Science is very popular because it gives an opportunity to like it have a couple of fixed different institutes and a common platform. So it's a great opportunity. Then there's one from Kanpur known as Surge. There's Spark, which is hosted by IIT Roorkee. Then with the new IITs, they have also come up with their own programs like iHub by IIT Ropar, Gandhinagar, Jodhpur, and all. So what's the major difference between these two is when you are applying to an Indian institute, you should have higher CGPA. That is like the filtering thing. So I know like it constrains a lot of students, including me, in most of the cases. But this is how they shortlist the students in India. But in abroad, they consider your whole profiles. They majorly focus on your past projects you have carried out. So they're they have different approaches. Moving ahead. So let's talk about Mitacs because it's recently opened its application for summer 2022, and I am one of the recipient of this program. So what Mitacs provides you? So basically, it's in Canada, a 70 plus Canadian university invites international undergraduate students to carry out a 12-week research internship. So it is not only limited to engineering, it also accounts for projects from science faculty, from humanities, even from business, and some like social science and mathematics and all. So it's all about, it provides the opportunity for basically for the STEM field, right? So what it provides you in the monetary way, so it's give you a huge scholarship around around 9,000 Canadian dollars, which covers your ticket fare, accommodation, visa fees, and daily expenses while you are carrying out your internship in Canada, right? In India, and if I talk specifically about AMU, so Mitacs have a partnership with AICTE, so they have their own breakdown of amount. Like if I consider the actual physical mode of internship, so you will get some amount from AICTE and some from Mitacs Canada. So what is the eligibility criteria? It is basically you should be in third year and have a CPI above 8. They have mentioned in percentage. They have mentioned that you should have CPI percentage above 80%, right? Then what they require from you, they require a CV, maximum 2 letter of recommendation, a transcript documents, and some specific questions they are asking in the application form. You can term that as a SOP, maybe. So this is all they ask for while you apply for the internship. So let us skim through the basic timeline. So the application deadline is 22 September. And then once you are completed with your application, the first round or for the first wave, we call for the Mitacs, it's first wave. So the first wave will be out by mid of November, where you will so in Mitacs you will fill 7 projects, and in the first wave you will get to know like how many from how many projects you are rejected. So they will gray out those those particular projects, and then they might call you for interview, and after interview they will like you will receive a confirmation letter, offer letter, we call it, in mid December. Then after that one wave, there's another wave which is carried out for the rest of the projects, which is announced around end of the Feb. And then at the end, in the first week of April, all the students are provided with a final offer letter, which states the funding, the route to the campus, and all the necessary details. So yeah, so you then, if you are selected, you will carry out a 12-week internship. You can start anyway from May to October. There's no like foundation on the end date. You have to start between May to December, and then at last in the December you will get a certificate of completion, right? So this is basically how it works. So what is different about Mitacs than other internships like DART, or like you can say EPFL, or you can say with the cost OSJs? So it also, if you have secured a internship opportunity from Mitacs, it is a global linked research internship, then you are also eligible for a funding of 15,000 Canadian dollars to pursue a master's, your thesis-based master's to be specific, in Canada, right? So this 15,000 Canadian dollars is a huge deal. Why? Because it almost covers expense of 1 year in most general ways, and the aim of the Mitacs is to like attract more skilled students to provide to boost their economy, to be a part of the Canadian culture. That's why they are very like supportive. They also provide you an opportunity to pursue a 12-week research internship and also funding for masters. So it's a very attractive program, and I don't think there's any another program right now which provides you additional funding for your masters. So yeah. So here are some of like do's and don'ts for the Mitacs while you filling the Mitacs application. So if you are, let's talk about if you are filling any program in general. So always check for miscellaneous document requirements. So what does it mean? So while I was applying for IIT Delhi, so they asked for a specific document stating my rank in my course. They want a transcript separately and a separate document for my rank certificate. And they have a very weird eligibility criteria that only the top, if you are in top 10 student, if you are one of the top 10 students in your course, then only you can apply for their internship opportunity, right? So always look for such documents, always list them out. Secondly, always start early and dedicate enough time for the application. So this is what I have learned after discussing with my colleagues. So what happened is most of people, what they do, they take such things very lightly. They fill their form at the very end of the, like, on 20th September in the case of Mitacs. But that shouldn't be your way to go. You should spend enough time, because everything needs your dedication. You should be very like focused if you want to secure such prestigious internship programs, right? And especially if I talk about the Mitacs program, you have to spend a very like I would suggest at least spend 15 to 20 days on selecting projects, because if it's all about your story. I'm repeating this thing again and again, because if you think about uh, uh, if you can like think from their perspective, what they want a student who have some background like knowledge, some skill set, and then they can improvise that. They can help you to apply like your skills to a specific application. Nobody wants to like train you from the scratch. Nobody gonna like, I'm from mechanical background, so let's talk about CAD modeling. So you should be able to like create some 3D structures in SolidWorks, or say in AutoCAD. They will teach you how to work on like complex problem, but you should know the basics. So that's what they expect from you, right? And another point, be honest with your CV. So there, I have heard some cases when, because in most of the programs, what you will be giving an interview, to the professor. So if and in most of the interview, what they do is they discuss whatever you have provided them. So like in my case, my whole interview was for 45 minutes to 55 minutes, and we only discussed about my CV, that what I have done in the past. There were no technical questions. It's all about a more interaction, that what was how I reached to that particular point. So be honest with your CV and you should be able to defend it, right? This is a very basic thing, but I thought like I should point it out, right? So so here's a tip for the Mitacs. Try to apply only for English specific program projects. So when you go through the projects list in the Mitacs, so there is a separate column for like a language preferred. So there are three categories: English, French, either English or French. So I would suggest you guys to focus more on only English speaking projects, because professor found it like more convenient to like Canada have a huge amount of French population. So the French professors kind of avoid to have students in English unless until you have a very similar domain of interest. That see, exceptions are everywhere. These are something that I'm suggesting based on my experience, the talk I have with my colleagues, other Mitacs scholars. So try to like focus more on English speaking projects, and also on the moderate universities to avoid massive competition. So this is one of the smartest thing that you can do in your application, in your any application, even in your NTU India Connect application. They also use the same approach, same application format. So they have a number of projects and different departments in it, because it is hosted by NTU. It's only from one university, but still they have different departments. So be very selective with your projects. Look for moderate university. Don't go for top university of Canada like University of Toronto, McGill, or you can say like UBC, University of British Columbia, because the competition is really high in those universities, and we have to be like, we want a position, because at the end of the day you have you want a Mitacs tag on yourself if you are especially looking for a Canadian masters. So, and also try so this thing I tried myself. So what I did, I connected with the previous delegates, previous scholars of Mitacs and other program also with the IT Delhi one. So I can get an insight about how their programs are, to take suggestions from them. So I used a LinkedIn for that, but we have to be very professional over that, and we have to search it about before we are going to ask anyone any question. So try to be very professional on LinkedIn if you are reaching out to your, even to your seniors or any previous scholar or anyone you are like messaging to, right? So this is all about how you these are pointers for the programs specific internship, like, and if you are applying through mail, so here the things get tricky. So what if you are going through mail, like you have to drop a mail to your professor, so draft a very a short mail, a short email, like it should consist only 2 paragraphs or maybe 3 at most, because nobody have enough time to like read like 500 or 1,000 word email, because professors receive a huge pile of such emails on daily basis. So you should be concise about that, and look for like in the email you should mention about the past experience and why you are interested in doing a research internship under his or her supervision. So you should have a very like a clear image about that. So you can like visit their profiles, look for the research paper. It's always good if you can like read one or two recent research paper published by that professor. Scan through the abstract. It will give you a like a better insight what it's all about. And you can, if you are really interested, you can mention the email that I have read your this publication and things look I'm really interested, right? So again, this is all the like pointers for the email. Don't send a generic mail, because then they will just send you generic reply with a saying no, I cannot, like I don't have any opening, such like. Always check your grammatical mistakes. I myself have done such silly things in the past. My suggestion is to use Grammarly, right? And if you are emailing, just attach some documents, transcript, CV, and if possible, one page of SOP. If possible, it is not required. A transcript and CV will be enough. And most importantly, don't spam any professor. Send him an email and wait for 2 weeks, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and just send him another short reminder, and that's all. If he is interested, he will like revert back to you. Otherwise, it is no. So that's all. So let's. I want to like present what I had in my profile while I was applying for such programs. So I have been a part of SA from very first day of my bachelor's. So you should like, for my most of the juniors, I will suggest to be a part of such clubs. We have numerous different clubs for automobile. We have SA. For robotics, we have Robo Club. For different, we have also Code Chef, and then we have a UAV. So you should be a part of the such projects, because they provide you like better understanding of your theoretical learning, right? So one thing is like in every interview, all I have discussed with my professors are what I have learned while working on a project. So be a part of such projects. These are kind of a short research thing that you can showcase easily, right? So you guys can take a screenshot or something like that for this image, because we have a very constraint on the time. And this is all what I have during my application. So this is, you can get like, this was my profile for that. So this is for just for your reference. Okay. So always, so here are some links. You guys can also take a screenshot of this. This is a very good document drafted by a team of MUSO. Then there are some very popular different programs, right? So, can you guys please mute yourself? Hello. Yeah. So that's all from my side. So I hope I have cleared some of the doubts or provided you some insight about the whole research internship thing.
Thank you, Yogesh, for your valuable time. Now, participants may ask their queries through the chat box. Yogesh will try to encounter your queries.
Sir, I have one question, Yogesh.
Yeah. Yes, bhai.
What about IELTS and TOEFL tests? Is it required for internship? Is it
No.
like it can benefit, like it can boost the profile?
No, bhai. Yeah. So I have looked into many programs. None of them have asked any document to prove your English proficiency. Only the cost, which one is from the Saudi Arabia. So they have only asked for a document from your home institute, like an English proficiency certificate. That's the only internship program that have asked for anything like that.
So that it is because of like the professor take an interview with the candidate, so he confirms his English or her English proficiency. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we have a couple of questions in chat box. How can we approach professor? Can we approach professor for letter of recommendation? So try to like WhatsApp your professor or drop a mail. You can always get an email ID of your professor on the web pages. So just ask him like, I'm going to apply to this specific program. Can you write a letter of recommendation for me? So this is how I used to approach my professors. There's one from Priyank. Is it true like Mitacs majorly select higher CPI people? So this is one of the very interesting questions. So as I have shown in my presentation, I myself only had 8.2 CPI while I was applying for Mitacs. And a couple of my friends have CPI lower than 8 and they have secured Mitacs. So I don't think that's a major issue. As I've explained before, they look for your overall profile, not only to your CPI. Indian internship programs are very focused on your CPI. So I hope I have answered that one.
Actually, I have one question that if we have to do some work under the professor for getting the letter of recommendation, or just by asking them, so can they give us the letter of recommendation if we just request them?
So you don't have to do any research problem with the professor. He can provide you a letter of recommendation stating your academic professor, academic performance in the class, and such things. You don't have to like have a proper research work with him.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So there's a okay. What is a major point to keep in mind while writing SOP? So Hassan, you have to draft like you should be able to connect the points. There's a very good guide drafted by AMUSO team on their Facebook page. So whatever I have learned, what I have gained, there's a huge like support from that page. Shane Bhai has done a wonderful job to create such guides. So you can you just have to go through that guide. He have mentioned various points you have to consider, but it's all about a complete story. You have to convince the board, the administration board, like you are fit for this position. So that's all. Like you should have a good story. From Ahmed, is Mitacs is providing internship to undergraduate student only or for master student also? So see, Mitacs have different programs for different like different students. Like for graduate students, they have different programs. I think there is one. No, there's one for the postdoc position. It is known as Mitacs Accelerate. But you can search through the search over the Mitacs website, official website, and you will find something there. Yeah. Habib, can I take letter of recommendation for professor under whom I have diploma in engineering projects? Yeah, sure, you can. Like you can take a letter of recommendation even from industrial like supervisor if you have done any internship in the industrial industry. So yeah, you can take it from your diploma professor. What rank is safe for IIT Delhi? So okay, if you don't mind, what rank do you have when you applied? So very interesting question, Priyank. So they only have a criteria that you should be in top 10 of your course. I was at 10th of my I have a 10th rank while I was applying for the internship. So you can see, like, I was the last one to just fulfilled the eligibility criteria. Yeah. Then, hey Yogesh, great talk. Would you say research material are equally valuable? Yeah, research internship equally valuable. Industrial experience. Okay, so it depends on your long-term goal. Like, if I would suggest, if you are more focused on getting a job, then focus on industrial side. And yes, research internships are somehow like equal to industrial experience. We can say that, yeah. So any more questions, guys? Rashid bhai?
Yes, one question is more over there.
Is it necessary to have research paper to cover? Okay. So this is a very misconception, because at the bachelor's level, they don't expect you to like have a published research paper. You are, if you have an experience of working in any project, like you have been associated with any club, or you have done any hackathons, or associated with worked on any specific project, so it's a kind of research itself. You don't have to you don't need a specific like published research paper, because that's what is more expected from a graduate student, from the master's student. So, and for just for the stats, like from India, we are 250 around Mitacs scholars out of 1,000 global, and there's around 55 from mechanical itself. And I talked with all of them, like we have a short group on WhatsApp, and only handful of people have a published research paper when they have applied for the internship. So it is a very it is a misconception that you should have a like research paper or something like that. Yeah. Yes, any experience, if you secure that internship, do that provide a scholarship? So I don't have any idea about that, if they also provide a scholarship of masters. They have different programs, but I don't think that you will get benefit for like if you can what can I say, like they cannot transfer the benefits within the programs. I don't think that does that. That's only like this is the USP of Mitacs, that it comes with an extra funding for masters. Would industrial internship be helpful? Yes, it will. Any experience and project work will be helpful, because you can show them that you have some experience, some experience of professionals and all. Yeah. Can we select programs in Mitacs other than, or no? So Mitacs have a whole list of programs, and you can only apply out of them. You can only select out of them. So you cannot create your own program. Still, yes, it is still. It just has opened its application, and the deadline is 22nd of September.
Thank you, Yogesh, for your valuable time, and all the participants. If anybody has any more query, they can mail to Yogesh. He has share his contact details. You can get reply through the mail. When he will be free, he will clear your doubt. So,
yeah, definitely. If you guys have any doubts, please contact me through like either through LinkedIn or through email.
okay. The meeting has been ended. So thank you for your valuable time, everyone.